My name is Darcey Leonard, and I am here at Tarot Society Divination Studio, Savannah's newest cooperative mystical space. So I'm going to show you a tarot reading today, and this tarot reading, it's going to be to give us a little information about what we need to do now that Mercury is finally out of retrograde. What's our first steps? How can we get out of this shadow and start moving forward? We also have Saturn has gone direct. And so this reading is for the collective. And I ask that the wisdom and the messages that come through find the people that need them. Okay, here we go. I really do like shuffling the cards. I learned how to shuffle the cards like this from a magician friend of mine. There we go, nice shuffle. And we're gonna have 3 piles here. 1, 2, 3 piles. And I feel drawn to this pile. And we're gonna do a classic Celtic cross spread for the collective. What's in the center, what's in the past, what's in the future, what's above, what's below, and then the clarifying cards here on the sides. Okay. So the first thing I'm seeing is with the Empress in upside down in the middle of this spread is that this time has brought a little bit of neglect for self-care, for gratitude and appreciation for where we are in our journey. The Empress represents the midpoint of the journey. Yes, there is still more steps to go, but if we don't stop and appreciate our wins along the way, what are we doing this for? You have to stop and remember that at some point, where you are is exactly where you want it to be. And so she also represents Venusian aspects. She has the 13 stars in her crown that represent the Pleiadians, or connection to the Pleiadians. And so her being upside down in the center is us not giving us ourselves enough credit for how far we've come. Yes, we might have had some misunderstandings and disagreements during this Mercury retrograde, but ultimately they serve to try to break us out of a binary thinking, of a black and white reality. There's always more possibilities. So let's let go lightly and with grace to the things that have departed from our life. Remember that rejection is protection and rejection is redirection. But the top of the spread here with the 10 of Swords suggests that, you know, these betrayals of the past, the times that we've been stabbed in the back, are weighing heavy on our minds in the top of our chakras, of our energy, and also the top of this spread. But the thing I'd like to point out, though, about this 10 of Swords is that what have they really got here? Who did they kill? They killed an outdated persona, and it's just that, a persona. Lately I've been saying it's like they got the skin of the snake here in the end of the year of the snake, but the snake kept going. So this is a service that they've done, really. And the pain, the stress, the strife comes from not letting go of those old personas, not letting ourselves evolve. And some of these swords were even spirit killing our old persona, letting us know that it no longer serves us, some of the people we used to be. The bottom here, we have the King of Pentacles upside down. This is about moving past a foundation that is based in egocentric ways of being. Their armored foot is representative of some of the boundaries that they've been able to make. So we may be feeling in a foundational way uh, that we have to work through our restless energy and our impatient energy, with this King of Pentacles being reversed. Now in the future position, we have the Two of Swords with the blindfold. So let's look at this period that just happened and going forward as that there are some blind spots that we've been made aware of. There's some reoccurring patterns that need to end. And the great thing about the Two of Swords is that because she's holding a sword, she could easily cut through this blindfold and see things as they are. We have to deal with reality as it is, not as we want it to be. It's, great sometimes to have a little poetry, romance our lives, but if it's leading us to be in a guarded position from this depth of feeling represented by all the water in the background, it is creating this unsteady foundation to move forward. The other thing I like to point out about the Two of Swords is, what are we guarding ourselves against? Who is the opponent on the other side of this card? There's nobody there. And we don't see it because we have a blindfold from being clear seeing, clear knowing, clear cognizance, as we call it, of that the danger has passed, that we've actually reached safety, despite appearances that seem otherwise. We have here the Four of Pentacles, Four of Cups upside down. And we're in a position where we're not making choices yet, because all of the choices seem like not the right choice. We're letting ourselves go thirsty in protection of ourselves, even though there is a divine hand offering a divine cup that would nourish us and potentially be what we want beyond our wildest dreams. The Eight of Swords here in the friends and family position, who also has a blindfold on, has a correlation to this future card. The only way we're going to get out of the problems of today is by seeing the ties and binds of tradition and of the past that come from our family, that come from our bloodlines, that come from the traditions of our country of origin, that are no longer serving us. And again, these are loose binds. This person could wriggle a hand free, grab a sword and cut them off, cut off the blindfold, and move towards the water where it's just a little creek and follow it till the creek becomes a stream, becomes a river, and goes to the ocean. So we have to move even if we can't clearly see the way, even if we feel a little blind, because we're in a time of creation. This is a brand new world. We're not living in our parents' world, our grandparents' world, our great-grandparents' world, our great-great-grandparents' world. And it's for us to sort out what of tradition and what of the ways of the world do we keep and what do we let be the past. And the only way out for this is to have our hopes and fears of working with wisdom. The Hierophant is called the Papess in some decks, or the female pope. She sits as the middle pillar of wisdom between these two pillars, representing the middle pillar in the Kabbalah tree of life. The keys are at her feet. She has these novitiates that are her monks or her students that she has created the authority to teach and guide by the wisdom of experience as much as the wisdom of scholarly pursuits. In her hand, she holds a scepter that looks like an antenna because she is receiving the messages from the outer realms, the spirit realm, from her intuition, and translating that through her knowledge to be able to teach it to others. So it's a time for us to go to the wisdom keepers and speak with them, to have them guide us, and to operate our own guidance from a deep inner knowing, from things that we can't always quite explain. And this is the way of getting out of these circular arguments that we all seem to be getting caught up in these days. The Seven of Wands here, upside down in the final position, is actually a good card, because we're realizing that all of these slings and arrows, the swords have now turned into wands. These sticks, of the proverbial sticks and stones, never actually touched us. They just wounded our egos. They hit at and stabbed our past selves. And they showed us the places where we were weak in order that we could take the higher position, as this person is up on the cliff. And this resistance that is similar to the guardedness and the Two of Swords is to show us that we can drop the resistance, because there is no opponent that can reach us on the other side. We have the higher position. So we are delaying our progress by resisting the fears, the worries, the aches and wounds of the past, because it's not going to be like that again, especially if we operate from the highest sense of knowing, gnosis, and see where we have gained authority through these hard times. A knowing that can only be gained by going through betrayal, moving past black and white thinking, getting past impatience, and taking off the blindfold to see the places where we've maybe been gaslighting ourselves. So that's your tea time tarot reading for the month of December, or this first week, and how to keep it moving while we're coming out of this Mercury retrograde shadow that will still be in for another week or two. So go easy on yourself, treat yourself with grace, and when you need counsel, you can come to Tarot Society Divination Studio for a reading, or you can set up a Zoom call, or reach out to the great thinkers of all time. The Hierophant is the wisdom of all ages.